knock.
Oh, look, our
company's here.
Wow, Sissy, can you believe we've made it 3 months today?
I can't believe it.
December 20th. We opened September
20th.
September 20th. 3 months.
I know. I can't believe it. It feels like it's been 3 years.
How did we get here?
Sorry.
How did we get here, really? How did we get here?
It was a long, hard-fought process, actually. Don't you think?
In a way, I feel like I found the building and boom, boom, boom. Amen. Praise God.
Yes.
Everything was in our favor.
Yeah. Once we got here.
It
took years of thinking about it, praying about it. Moved up here during COVID. What year was that?
2020 or 21?
Was it? I don't know. I moved up here.
20.
A week later, we were in full-blown COVID mode. Everything shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So I left after 6 months.
I know. I was so sad.
And then this many years later,
here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I found the space. You said do it.
Mm-hmm.
I did it. I can't believe the artists that we found.
Yeah.
I mean,
most of them we didn't even find because doors started opening. Remember, as soon as you found this place,
yeah,
we would say something crazy like, oh, I wish we had a glass artist, or I wish we had, a woodworker.
Yeah, a woodworker.
And
boom, somebody that carves bears with chainsaws.
Yeah.
Messages us.
I know. It was crazy. And
hey, what about this couch?
Yeah, that too. Even the couch.
Who was it? Meg, your friend?
Yes, my friend Meg.
Bought this couch new. We had been saying, if we just had a green velvet couch, God.
For our green room.
A green velvet couch for our green room.
Yeah.
And then she called, and you're like, called me, and I'm like in the truck 2 hours later, and we got our green couch.
Yeah. Green velvet couch.
Green velvet couch. Okay.
Where apparently we're going to be doing Slate Sisters and Company talks and stuff.
Oh yeah, Slate Sisters and Company is going to be big because I think our artists deserve it.
Slate Sister Sitdown. Slate Sister Sitdown. That's
Slate
what
Sister Sitdown.
my niece behind the camera just.
Our marketing director.
She's trying to help us, but come on.
All I see is somebody sitting in the floor. But, yeah, so I think they deserve to be highlighted in the Sister Sit Down. Each meeting, we're going to drill them and make them as uncomfortable as I'm making you now.
Yeah. I doubt they'll ever be this uncomfortable, but okay.
All right, so let's talk about, we talked about how we're getting here, how we got here.
Yeah.
But where did it really start? We grew up, we hated each other. You bit me all the time.
That is not true.
You bit me all the time.
Probably because you were busy dropping me on my head and I
That
had
was after you bit
concussions.
me. Anyway, growing up over Daddy's store, and
Yes, our daddy had
the buy right.
a grocery store in Mount Airy in Bannertown, and when we weren't fighting, we got to work with Daddy.
I remember them calling in, and Daddy would take the order, and we'd help him get the order together and put it in a little box in the back of his truck. And then you and I would sit on the tailgate of the truck with it down and drive to these old people's houses and deliver them groceries.
Yeah.
We go set them on their door, and Daddy would talk to them. I guess they paid him. I don't know. And that's where it started. Daddy showed us how to give back to the community because that's just the person he was.
Yeah.
And here we are. How many years later?
You don't need to talk about that.
Several years later.
It's obviously been a lot of years.
Several years later, and we're just hoping this turns out to be big enough that we can be giving back to the community.
Yeah, and the entrepreneurial spirit, which Dad had in him, which he got from our granddaddy.
Yes.
Who also was he was a simple tobacco farmer who ended up being a developer, just
very successful real estate mogul, if you might.
He was very successful, but just like Daddy, what I remember the most about him is the gardens that he grew and the food that he gave away.
Yeah.
And we really didn't even know how much he gave away until his funeral. I'm not trying to be sad or anything. If y'all need to cut this, whatever. But people who we did not know, I had no clue who they were, got up and spoke about, they would come home and bags of groceries would be on their porch. They said there was never any name or anything, but we always knew that it was Cecil Slate who left that. So,
what about, we couldn't start Christmas. I mean, we would go down there every Christmas, but Granddaddy may not be there yet because he went to the hospitals on Christmas morning to visit the people that nobody was going to have visit them.
I know.
Remember that?
I know.
I
love my granddaddy so much. I named my first child after him. But he was a good man. He was just a really good man.
He was. Very giving people, and I don't feel worthy. I'm just hoping that more of that givingness rubs off on us as we become more and more part of the community, because I want to.
Yeah.
And
well, see, that was their legacy because we're sitting here talking about it. So hopefully, I mean, I guess that's what we hope for, is that that'll be our legacy as well.
Yeah, that our kids will continue and talk about how giving we were, but
and strong,
independent women who also entrepreneur, because you've owned several businesses of your own.
So have you.
So have I, because I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I have been everything.
You've been a lot of things. And you've been really good and successful at all of them.
Well, thanks, Sissy.
Real estate, I mean, everything you've done. I've had several businesses as well, and love them, and raise my children from, the income, but I don't think anything's ever felt like home before. You walk in the door and it's like you're home. So that's pretty
what
cool.
This feels like.
Yeah, exactly.
Every morning when we come in, it's like, wow, we did this. We're doing this.
I know.
I mean, it's constantly evolving. It's scary, exciting. It gives you that adrenaline, like first time something every day to me.
Yeah, it feels pretty crazy.
Of course, I do walk in and you've changed everything around sometimes, and I do feel like I'm in a new place. But
got to keep it fresh.
But we made it.
Yeah, we did.
3 months.
Cheers, Sissy.
Cheers, Sissy. I love you.
I love you.
Where do you think your strength comes from?
My strength comes from the women in our family.
I
It
agree.
really does. We got a lot from the men in our family.
Entrepreneurship.
Yes.
I don't know, just the drive, I think, comes from the men.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, probably the strongest woman I've ever known in my life was Mama D.
And Mom. To me. But, they both, they're mother and daughter.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're so strong.
Yeah. Mama D raised our grandma, for those of you who don't know who Mama D
Mama
is.
D. Because Susie couldn't say Mama McGee.
So it's Mama D.
So we all ended up calling her Mama D.
A single mother raising 3 children in the 1930s during the Depression.
Yeah. Her husband died
Mm-hmm.
when our mom was only 6.
7.
Seven.
Seven.
Okay. So that's it. She never remarried, and she just worked and took really good care of them too. Like, I've seen pictures. They had on nice clothes.
They had on nice clothes.
You know.
Our Aunt Annadine went to college at 15.
Graduated, got a master's.
Became a professor. But Mama D never quit. Never quit.
No, she
She
mowed
was-
her own yard till she was like 90 or in her 80s.
Push mowing her yard
Yeah.
at 89 years old, because I lived there beside her, and she would mention, you know, the yard could use mowing, which was a hint for me to mow the yard.
Right.
Well, I was busy. I had to work. Maybe I had to work that day, and I would come home from work. Mama D was push mowing the yard. She had started the push mower and was mowing her yard at 89 years old after a hip replacement.
Oh, yeah.
After a hip replacement. She would
Yeah.
rake leaves. She burned leaves. I mean, the woman,
She stayed busy all the time.
she stayed busy all the time.
She really did.
And I've got to give Daddy credit. He helped her a lot.
He did.
He kept the garden going for her, give her something to do, and he might start the mower when she got to where she couldn't. And that's where I draw my strength. I know she's up there helping us every day.
I don't doubt that at all.
That being said, we're 2 strong women raising
Strong daughters.
strong daughters. I hope someday our daughters are sitting here like us,
Yeah.
saying,
Well, that's what, what we just said about Mom and Mama D.
yeah,
That's as much as I can hope for, is that my daughters will say someday, my mom was the strongest woman I ever knew.
yeah,
And
yes.
what Willow might say about you someday. I mean, that's a pretty good legacy to leave behind.
Yes, yes. If that happens, I will feel like I have done my job on earth.
Yeah.
I will.
Well, one of them. I feel like we have a lot of jobs to do.
Okay.
But that's great for our girls.
yes, the next generation.
Mhm.
Yes, we are the next generation from them, and our girls will be the next generation
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
So whether they want to do this or whatever they want to do, I know they're going to be successful
They will
because
be.
we've raised them to be strong.
We have.
Now, back to Slate's Mercantile. Where are we going with this? I mean, this has just been a whirlwind, Sissy. I mean, 3 months. 3 months have been a whirlwind. I wish everybody could just see this shop. I wish we could take them on a tour right now. But we can't. But we will with the sisters, Slate Sisters and Company. But we will with the Slate Sisters and Company. With the Slate
Right.
Sisters and Company, we're going to introduce the community to
Our artists.
our artist and everything going on here. It's amazing. I'm just proud. I don't even feel like a shop owner. I would just feel like a guardian of the artist or something like that.
Yeah. You're pretty protective over them. But that's great. I mean, we love them.
I love them.
So many of them have already feel like family.
Yeah.
Like we hug them when they come in. And,
Yeah.
And I see it going in that direction with all of our artists eventually.
Yes.
We
Yes.
try not to make them feel too awkward or anything, but I mean, we love them.
I do. If we didn't
And appreciate them so much.
Oh, if I didn't just admire their craft, admire their
Yeah.
passion for what they do.
They're so talented.
I mean, they're so talented. So, they are becoming part of our family.
They are.
And then the community.
Family and community.
Yeah,
That's like our mission here.
it is.
And making community part of our family.
Yes.
I mean, if they want to be part of our crazy family, we want them to be.
Yeah, sure. Crazy. Yeah.
In a good way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it's in a good way.
So we are bringing everyone under here. It's going to be our family. Sisters. Let's talk about sisters just for a minute. Let me change
Lord.
the subject. We're sisters.
Oh, that's right. I know where you're going. Okay.
And just around the corner on Main Street is Erica and Yana at
Uncourt, one of our
they're
favorite
sisters.
places.
One of our favorite places, yes. But they're sisters.
Yeah.
And then the shop next door is Susie
Keep a
and
smiling
Angel.
and latte.
Yeah. Keep smiling and latte. Coffee.
Keeson and company.
Coffee.
Yeah, coffee. Right.
Keep smiling. And they're sisters.
Yeah.
So I would be curious to, like, when we get to know everybody downtown,
How many more sisters?
how many more sisters can own businesses downtown?
Yeah. We should start working on that
We
immediately
Yes.
as a project.
Put that on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea.
But where do you think we'll be in a year from now? I mean, 3 months. Think about 3 months. It's been, in my opinion, my humble opinion, we've been a great success in the past 90 days. Where do you see us in a year, Sissy?
Well, just doing the same thing, only better and more of it, and involving just all the artists that we have in here. I never thought that we would have this many by now. We just signed our 16th one today.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't it 16?
16
Yeah.
artists in 90 days.
Yeah, these are award-winning
Real award-winning
artists
that have chosen
to be here.
to be here.
I know.
I'm honored.
I am
yes,
too.
of course
Yep.
I baby them. I love them.
Yeah,
I'm honored.
yeah. So I just see us having more artists, doing more in the community.
I know our store's big. 2,300 square feet is a big store to have downtown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty big.
I know. We're
But
blessed to have found this gorgeous.
I would like to see us spread art around the corner. I would like to see us spread the beauty of art and for people to see what real art is in a bigger space than just our store. You know, bring the community to realize what the value of art brings to their life, the happiness that art brings to somebody's life. It's like we were looking at those paintings that came in today by that awesome artist, Debbie Kohler.
Mm-hmm.
She's award-winning, Debbie Kohler.
Absolutely.
And I just looked at that one painting that's my favorite. Y'all know which one it is, if anybody, if Santa asks. But I would love to just sit back on my couch and look at my wall and just know that that art, all the work that went into that art, that was mine on my wall, you know?
Yeah, and the artist behind the work.
Yeah.
You know, because struggling artist, starving artist, you know, you ever heard that? Like, it's true. I mean, they're so talented and they work so hard, but not appreciated like they should be.
No. It's like when you think some of these people say, well, I can go to Walmart or I can go to Amazon and buy it. It's like, yeah. But when you see the real people come in here and the locals that have been back, half a dozen times in the past 90 days,
Yeah.
that appreciate what we bring, what we've brought and what we're bringing downtown, it fills my heart. It just really fills my heart.
Yeah, it feels good.
Can't wait till the next 3 months.
I know.
The next chapter.
It's going to be great.
What's coming next?
I mean, I'm scared.
I'm scared.
It's gonna be
We're going to
great.
move forward.
Moving forward.
Good
the
night,
next 3
sis.
months. Oh, good night.
We love you.
Yeah, this does feel weird. I feel bad for you guys.
I know.
Dang.
I told you.
Okay, that's a wrap.